Openside flank is a position I've always considered to be the position you think of when you think of rugby. I mean, when I think of rugby when I was a kid, I would always be thinking of like Richie McCaw and Skulkberger and now Sia Khaleesi and Artie Salvio and those guys. That's like the position you think of with rugby. It is such an important position, and it is probably one of the coolest positions you could play on the field. It is an absolutely awesome position, and there are some incredible players. And today we're going to be ranking the top 10 oversized flankers in world rugby currently. But before we do, guys, please, if you do enjoy the content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the Six Nations or throughout the Six Nations as soon as possible. So if you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to subscribe. But let's get right into it. At number 10, I've gone for Juan Martin Gonzalez, a very good player from Argentina. And what you will see from this list, that most Argentina players, from the list I've done, most Argentina players are underrated and underappreciated. I mean, Argentina have some world-class players, some world-class forwards, and it just shows in their results. I mean, beating the All Blacks like they have in the last few years, beating the Wallabies, taking it close with the Springboks, beating some very good European teams. I mean, Argentina is no joke, and their players aren't a joke either. There's some world-class forwards there, and Juan Martin Gonzalez is a very, very good oversized flanker for them. At number 9, I've gone for Rory Dodge. I think he can move up on this list with the Big Six Nations. He's a very good player. Every time he plays for Glasgow, he's one player that really stands out to me, and I think he's a guy that with the Big Six Nations could honestly make his way up this list. He's a very good player, and he's one of those guys that plays for Scotland that I feel as well is a bit underappreciated. You always look at the likes of a Finn Russ, or you're looking at Piers Kumar, you're looking at some of those other guys, but I don't think Rory Dodge gets spoken about enough. He's a very quality player. Moving on to number 8, a guy that I think a lot of people won't agree with right now, but I think very soon he'll go high up on this list. He plays for Toulouse, Francois Cross. He's a quality player. The reason why I haven't moved him up higher is because of how long he's been at this level for. I think there's been other people at a high level for a little bit longer, and because of my first lists for these first lists, I'm kind of choosing from the last few years, not just the last year alone. But obviously the recent season does have a big impact on these lists, but I will be reviewing these and revising them every single year. So don't worry, I think Francois Cross is definitely going to make his way up this list, and I know the France fans absolutely love him, and he's an absolutely phenomenal player. At number 7, I've gone for a guy who is on the up and one of the Wallabies' most valuable players, honestly. Fraser McWright. This guy is an absolute workhorse. He has an engine that just does not stop, and I think he is one of the most underrated players currently in world rugby. And to be honest, looking at this, maybe I put him too low on this list. I think maybe he could be higher. He's such a good pick, and I mean, if you choose him for like the likes of a fantasy rugby, you're not going to go wrong, and he'll get you so much points. But yeah, he's a guy I'm really looking forward to see how he goes for the Wallabies this year, how he goes about a season. I know he was struggling a little bit with injuries, but he is such a key player for the Wallabies side, and he's a really mobile flank. I think the Wallabies, I've said in other videos as well, have really good loose forwards right now. I mean, if you think Tom Hooper, Fraser McWright, Rob Valentini, Carlo Tizzano, they have some quality loose forwards, and I think they're only going to get better. These guys are gelling together. The Wallabies have improved a lot throughout the last few seasons, and I only see them going up from here, especially with Joe Schmidt taking them through the Rugby World Cup 2027, and it's their home World Cup. I think, honestly, this Wallabies team could surprise a lot of people in years to come. And Fraser McWright, one of the leaders in that team, one of the better players in that team, and I mean one of the better players in World Rugby as well. I think I actually did him a bit hard done by here. He's a very good player. Number 6, I've gone for a guy who I think England fans really appreciate, and me as a South African fan looking from the outside, I really appreciate this guy, and I think he is so undervalued and underrated, and every time he plays international rugby, he just seems to step it up. The best tackler in the world, I'd say, probably, alongside Peter Steph Toy, but the best tackling technique, Sam Underhill. I think a good Six Nations will firmly put him into the top 5. This guy is such a valuable player for England, and England need a guy like him right now to just step up and consistently deliver some massive performances. I think England are quite lucky with the loose forwards they have right now. A guy like Tom Curry, a guy like Sam Underhill that can really put in big shifts every single week. Then you have guys like Guy Pepper and Henry Pollock as well that can be game changers at any moment. So England is really lucky right now and really stacked at loose forward, and it's going to be interesting to see who they select. But if I was a selector for England, I would personally go with Sam Underhill and Tom Curry every week. I mean, especially until the 2027 World Cup. Those guys, you know what you're going to get out of them. You're going going to get big engine performances, guys that just don't stop going, putting in massive shifts, and sometimes even game-changing tackles, game-changing steals, game-changing turnovers, game-changing moments. These guys are game changers, and they are quality players at international level. So I think, honestly, with the Big Six Nations, Sam Underhill will easily move into the top 5. At number 5, I've gone for a guy. People know him more for the way he plays at club than what they do for his international rugby, but I still love every time he plays for Fiji. Levani Botia. He is so underappreciated by other fans in the world, because I don't think a lot of people watch the top 14 from other countries as much, or they don't watch the Champions Cup maybe from the Southern Hemisphere. And Levani Botia is one of those guys, I just wish I could see him play for a Super Rugby team, because then everybody would really appreciate just how good this guy is. He is phenomenal. He's definitely getting up there with age, and I don't think he'll be going higher up this list anytime soon, but he is such a good player. He's a hybrid 12 and flank, maybe a bit like Andre Esterhuizen, except this guy literally doesn't have a stronger position between the two. He's literally a 12 and a flank. I mean, when he plays flank, he plays like a proper flank. Me personally, I prefer him on the flank. I think he can do a bit more, and I like when he's closer to the breakdown. If I was supporting the team that he plays for, I'd like him closer to the breakdown. He's a very good fetcher, and he's such a good ball carrier. If you haven't seen this guy's highlights yet, go search up Levani Botia highlights, and you guys are going to be shocked. This guy runs over people, he runs through people, and he does what he wants with people. He is insane. So yeah, number 5, Levani Botia. Have to give him his credit. He is such a good player. At number 4, Jack Morgan, and I think Jack Morgan could be a future number 1. How long he'll be number 1 for, I don't know, but I think he is a future number 1. He is one of Wales' best forwards right now, if not their best forward. British and Irish Lion, one of the only Welsh guys there alongside Thomas Williams, and he deserved it. He is such a good player, and he's a bit of a Swiss Army knife. He's got so much skills. He's good with the boots, he's good with ball in hand, he's good as a fetcher, he's good as a carrier, very good tackler. He's an all-round superstar player, and I really like watching this guy play, and I think he's got a bright future for Wales and for the British and Irish Lions. I mean, he's not an old guy either. Yes, he is probably in his prime now, or entering his prime years, but this guy's got a big future, and I think he's the right guy to have in Wales' team to push them forward, especially alongside a guy like Aaron Wainwright, who I really enjoy watching play as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when all these guys are healthy. I think Wales do have a strong squad. I just think they lack a bit of depth. But yeah, Jack Morgan, a future number 1 on this list, a phenomenal player. At number 3, the Springbok captain, double World Cup winner, Siya Kolisi. I think his play is often overlooked because of how excellent his leadership is, but for me, one thing I honestly see when I see Siya Kolisi play, he's always, especially at international level, even for the Sharks, he's always putting in a game-changing tackle or a game-changing carry or a game-changing try to really boost the team if they're behind, or give them an extra step if they're in the lead. I mean, some clear examples I can think of: Springboks versus England, Twickenham 2024. Off the back of the line out, Siya Kolisi absolutely destroyed Ben Earl, and that really, the Springboks were on the back foot there. Massive hit, got the Springboks going, got their momentum going, got the guys a bit more fired up, because sometimes when the Springboks are looking a bit low, he just does something big to make the team, put them on the front foot, and that's a guy that leads by example. He's a very good player, and I think he's become really good now on the outside channels with ball in hand. I mean, he ran over one of the centres from Ireland a few years ago, and in that same game at Twickenham against England, he smashed, was it Maury Itoje, on the Springboks' own 5 line alongside Jasper Visser, really getting the Springbok guys going, and he's a guy that leads by example like that. I think recently for the Sharks as well, he's always when the Sharks are down, scoring a quick pick and go try, or doing something to get the Sharks on the front foot and boost the morale. Every time he comes on from the bench, he's always getting the guys going. So he's a very good leader, but he's also really overlooked as how good he is as a player. He's a phenomenal player, and I think I wish a lot of people could see that more. A lot of people seem to hate on how he plays, but he's a very good player, and he plays different to other flanks. I think he's not just a fetcher; he's more of a ball carrying. He plays almost a bit more like a number 8, but he's a very good player. Number 2, I've gone for Josh van der Fleer, 2022 World Player of the Year. He declined a bit since then, but now he's making a bit of a comeback. I mean, recently for Leinster and for Ireland, he's been a lot better. I've really realised that he's been carrying with a lot more aggression recently and a lot more purpose. It almost seems like he wants to run through people now. There was a stage where he just wasn't as good as he was before. He couldn't impact the game as well as he could before. He wasn't as impactful at all for the last few years. And then recently, I think in the last season, maybe the last 7 or 8 months, he's really shown up again and shown what he can do. And I'm really excited to see what he can do in the Six Nations, because he was obviously maybe a bit heartbroken because he didn't get any test caps in the British Irish Lions series. He thought he was going to go there as one of the main guys, World Player of the Year a few years ago, and start a bit, but he didn't. So obviously that was a bit of a wake-up call for him of where he stands, and especially as Ireland coach not choosing him like that. He definitely got a wake-up call from that, and he's been really good recently for Leinster. Number one, no-brainer. I think he'll also be number one until he retires, probably. Ardie Savia, this guy is just world-class, one of the best players in the world. I mean, he is one of the best players in the world, and he thoroughly deserved to win World Player of the Year when he did. I mean, he is such a good rugby player, and I think he's one of those guys, you can look back at his career, if he doesn't manage to win a World Cup, you'll be like, this guy could be probably the best rugby player to never win a World Cup. I mean, wow. He is such a good rugby player, and just the things he does, he plays like a backline player. He's all over the park. His intensity is just something so different. I mean, if you look at the clips from the quarterfinal against Ireland 2 years ago from the 2023 World Cup, you see a clip from when the last few phases when Ireland were attacking so much. Ardie Savia's intensity didn't even take a step back. He was there the whole time. It seems like he just doesn't get tired, or somehow his mindset is just so strong that he doesn't let himself get tired in his mindset. He is such a good player, and I think he's definitely number one on this list. So just going over the list, I've gone for Ardie Savia number one, Josh van der Flier number two, Sia Khaleesi number three, Jack Morgan number four, Levani Bortia number five, Sam Underhill number six, Fraser McWright number seven, Francois Cross number eight, Rory Dodge number nine, and Juan Martin Gonzalez number 10. Guys, let me know in the comments below if you disagree or agree who you think should be there. Maybe I missed out on someone. I can't watch every single game every week, but now Six Nations, I'll be watching every single game and doing previews for every single game, full-time reactions for every game, and player ratings for every game as well. It's going to be busy, but we're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy it. And maybe down the line, maybe a few live watch-alongs. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, Openside flanker, for me, the position in rugby. If you're a rugby player and you say you're an Openside flanker, then you're a proper rugby player. And I think a lot of people would agree with that. But yeah, Openside flanks, there's some quality ones. Ardie Savia right now, the best. A lot of guys coming through, pushing some younger guys, some really good younger guys coming through in that position. But yeah, Ardie Savia, the best in the world. Next video up, number 8. Please subscribe if you do enjoy the content, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.